I'm gonna mix things up a little bit and start standing. Since we have a smaller class today, a shorter class today, I'm gonna start standing. I'm gonna move my chair off for a moment. So a surface, if you have on socks like I do today, I have little grippies on the bottom. They're sort of yoga socks or Tai Chi socks, whatever. So a place where you're not going to slip. So if you're on carpet, just make sure maybe take your socks off for just a brief bit so we're not slippery. I might actually take mine off. I have a cloth yoga mat underneath me, and sometimes the cloth and cloth, well, it seems okay. All right. So we're going to start in standing Tadasana, feet under hips, hips under shoulders. Draw your shoulders up, then back, just to lift the heart, and then lower the shoulders to where they naturally land. Hands are relaxed, whatever that is for you, palms facing forward or towards your body, wherever your natural arm hang is, so you're not working in your arms. Then notice your knees, not pushing through the back of them, just sort of a soft knee. And think of that first inhale kind of lifting you up from the bottoms of your feet, up through the body, up through the shoulders, through the back of the head. Maybe close the eyes if that's good for you. If it puts you a little out of balance, standing with your eyes closed, you can put your fingers gently on the chair or counter. Just feel into your feet. Maybe kind of move your toes, sort of squeeze and release the ground with your toes, and then bring them at ease and maybe gently lift them. So you're aware, just softly lift on the toes. You're aware of the balls of your feet, the heels. And then allow yourself a couple of breaths in and out, kind of claiming this space for you, for your yoga, for your breath. Ease in the jaw. In and out through the nose or a gentle open mouth. Releasing the hips if you find yourself gripping the legs. Nice breath. Gently placing the right hand on the low belly, kind of covering the belly button. Left hand, nice wide fingers, covering the heart. And just awareness in the full body breath. Maybe starting into the belly, moving up into the heart. And exhaling heart down into the belly, drawing it in toward the spine. Just move through a few breaths. Ease in the jaw, ease in the shoulders. Very nice. One nice deep full breath. Pause at the top. Just kind of float there. Sort of notice your full breath at the top. Pause. Open mouth, exhale. Lower the hands. Roll the wrists. Piano the fingers. Maybe walk out the feet. Lifting the heels. Just kind of wake up the ankles. Just waking things up. Moving it up into the shoulders, a little shoulder roll. If it feels good to keep moving your feet, you can do that. Rolling the shoulders one way and then the other. Very nice. Whew, fingers are cold, feels good to move them. Let's sweep the arms up, inhale, maybe look up. Open mouth, exhale. Shake it out a little bit. Another one, let's inhale, big inhale, stretching big hands. Open mouth exhale. And move it out. Very nice. Opening the feet a bit, kind of a little bit wider than the shoulders. Hands on the hips or fingertips on a chair. And just notice first shifting the weight from side to side. Slowly, so that you're really, maybe the opposite heel comes off the ground. So you're really grounding into one foot. Kind of feeling your weight shift almost entirely, one leg at a time. Good, just kind of engaging those legs. Pause to one side. Again, almost balancing on one leg with just a tiptoe on the other. Breathe. Release the neck, release the shoulders. Nice tall spine. Good. Inhale. Exhale, belly to spine. Over to the other side. Grounding in, find your center. Maybe lift the toes, really grounding into that opposite foot. Ease in the jaw, breathe. Inhale. And exhale, center. Good. Now with the hips, we're grounding the feet in. We're going to reach that hip past the ankle, kind of keeping the shoulders over the hips. Just breathe in. Good. Inhale. And exhale, belly to spine as we use that low back, pelvis, core to move us over to the other side. Breathe. This always gives me a little hip cramp, so I'm going to massage that. Reaching out with that opposite hip, out over the ankle, keeping the shoulders over the hips. Good. Inhale. Exhale, belly to spine, back to center. Good. I'm going to turn to the side. Grounding into our feet. Again, lift the toes so you really know where your foundation is. We'll probably be using the toes this next one, but just so you really know where the base of your foundation is. So we're going to reach our hips forward. Probably feel your weight going into your toes. That's good, but try to stay grounded also with your moving your shoulders back a bit. You'll feel your weight kind of go back also into your heels. Breathing here. If this bothers your low back at all, please don't do it. Breathe. Kind of reach those shoulders back a tiny bit so you're in your heels and the balls of your feet. Very nice. Reach those hip points forward. Good. Nice deep inhale. Belly to spine. Exhale. And we're going to just reach our seat back, keeping the back straight, just hinging at the hip. Again, notice the weight in your feet. So if you're in your heels now, maybe lean forward, bring the shoulders down a tiny bit, reaching the seat out. Notice that balance in your feet. Breathe. Not pushing through the back of your knees. Maybe a little bit more of a reach with the seat. You might feel that in your hamstrings. Breathe. Good. Inhale. Exhale, belly to spine, draws us back up to standing. Very, very nice. Roll the ankles. We'll do a little more of that in a minute. So we're going to step into warrior two. One foot out, toes pointing to the short edge of your mat. Other foot back, pinky edge of the foot lined up with the short edge of your mat. Putting a bend in that front knee. Don't have to step out far where you want to be. You want to be comfortable. Nice. So heart is facing forward, same as the toes. They're facing the heart's facing the long edge of the mat. We're going to outstretch the hands, really pressing into the feet, into our foundation, feeling that foundation, and then gently turning the head to look out to the bent knee fingers. Turning the palms up, feel the shoulders drop. You can leave the palms there if your shoulders will stay, or you can turn them back over. We just don't want to have our shoulders up by our ears. Very nice. Strong stretch. Activating those feet. Activating the fingers, the reach. Very nice. not passive. Warrior. Good. Putting a little motion in, we're going to turn the left palm up, or your reach front. We'll try to do it left, right. Your front hand up, back arm touching the leg. Inhale, sweep the arm up. And then exhale, sweep it back down, wrist to knee, and sweep the opposite arm up. Little movement. Inhale. Exhale. Nice and slow. If your pace is different, go ahead and just change your pace to match a nice steady breath. Inhaling, looking up, and then exhaling with the side angle. Very nice. And now, if you're leaning on your knee, let's bring the arms in a bit, sort of bent elbows. We'll do a little bit more like a circle move with the arms, just for balance. And you can always do this standing behind your chair. Very nice. Good. Let's go ahead and pause in side angle. So wrist to thigh and reaching that arm over. Pausing here, breathe. Trying to keep the elbow and shoulder up. You can look up if you'd like, or look down or forward, whatever is good. Breathe. And now a little challenge here to lift that wrist. We're really engaging the core. Good. And inhale. Sweep that arm back, opposite arm up, pausing here. So strong, breathe. Very nice. Inhale and exhale back to warrior two. Very nice. Hands to the waist, straighten that front knee. And we're going to tuck the front hip under us and reach that opposite hip back and up. Stretch the fingers forward. And then just gently lower the torso. You can put your hand on your knee if you'd like to bring it up, keeping the heart facing forward, or you can lower the hand to the calf or on the seat of your chair for triangle pose. This is a great straight leg. We're still getting the nice hamstring space, lifting up the heart. We don't have to be acrobats. Breathe. Good. Bend that front knee. Inhale and exhale. Push the ground away with the front leg and come back to warrior two. Beautiful. Hands to the waist. Turn the toes forward. Standing here, fists on hips. Wonder Woman. Nice and strong. Maybe close the eyes and just breathe. Appreciating your strength, your balance, your yoga. Very nice. We're going to turn the opposite toes out. Move my chair. Bend that front knee. Warrior two, arms outstretched over the ankles, heart facing forward and looking over the new front fingers. So strong, palms up. Let's lower the shoulders. And you can turn your palms back down or leave them up. I have a teacher who always has hers up. It's pretty. Very nice. Strong feet, maybe lift the toes, check your foundation. Very nice. We're going to inhale, sweep it up and back. Exhale, sweep it forward. Again, nice and slow, kind of sync your breath with what works for you. Just kind of enjoy your breath, your movement, whatever it is for you today. You can always lower the arm if the upper arm bothers you. And just keep the torso moving and your breath. Always breathing. If we're holding the breath, we need to back out to a space where we can breathe, and then spend some time there, right in that place. Good. Let's pause, reaching up. So strong. Check in with your feet, your breath, your happy yoga face. Breathing into that front side body. Good. Big inhale and exhale, belly to spine, moves us back over the knee, side angle stretch. Very nice. Breathe. Oh, I forgot the circle arm thing. Maybe we'll go back to that. Lift the wrist here. Just challenge the torso. Breathe. If that's too much, put it back down. Hand on the chair also works. Inhale and exhale. Let's do a little of the bent arm. Good. Actually exhaling here. Inhale. Exhale. Good. And warrior two. Little different order. Very nice. We're going to straighten that front leg. Tuck that hip under the body. Reaching back with the back hip. Reaching forwards, kind of staying in that same plane over the legs. Reaching forward with the fingertips, palms facing forward. And then lower the torso down over the front leg. Hands on a chair. The seat of the chair, ankle. Breathe. Balance challenge to look up. You can have your fingers on the chair if you want to try looking up. Breathe. This is a good example of where strain means back out so you really can breathe. Good, and let's bend that front knee. Inhale, exhale, so strong, belly to spine, pushing up to warrior two. Beautiful. Nice, hands to the waist. Turn the toes in. Let's do Wonder Woman again. I like that lately. Breathing, you can close the eyes if you'd like. Lift the toes, ground it into the feet. Tall spine, it just kind of makes our spine tall to stand like this. Breathe. Very nice. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale down. Good. We're going to turn the heels in. You can move the chair nearby if you'd like. We're going to move in through goddess. So so it's some sort of deep, not deep, but some squatting-ish. So toes in the same direction as your knees. We're going to inhale to come down. Sort of imagine the bottom, the pelvic floor kind of softening. And then exhale to push the ground away and draw everything up and in. So inhale, let's add the arms. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Again, move through this a couple of times at your pace, just so the breath is comfortable, but definitely using that exhale to draw the body in and up and push the ground away. Next time we come down, a little challenge to pause here. Again, chair is our friend. You can always put our hand on it. And a little challenge, raise the right heel, raise the left. Right, left. You can always bring your squat up a little bit. Once more. And try both, just a little bit off the ground. Doesn't have to be a lot. Good, inhale and exhale. Straighten the legs, arm down. And Tadasana. Lots of energy, just kind of enjoy all that prana, that energy your body's created. Nice deep belly breaths. Maybe close your eyes, soften the jaw, lift the toes. Very nice. Piano the fingers, roll the wrists. And then holding onto your chair, something. Gonna ground into one foot and come up on the back of the toes of the other. Just giving yourself a 1 foot toe stretch. We're weight bearing, so we don't want to go all in. So, but just giving yourself a toe stretch. And now gently come off of the heavy stretch. We don't want to push into this, and roll the ankle one way and then the other. And then just stepping the foot back to rest the top of the toes on the ground, sort of reaching the top of the ankle toward the floor. Very nice. Slide that forward. Good. Other side, lifting that heel, really pressing the back of the toes into the ground. If your big toe doesn't want to join the party, that's okay. It can be out. We're weight bearing on the opposite foot. If you can, just slowly and through breath, and you can practice this when your coffee's brewing, slowly through breath, bring that ankle in to have the big toe join. Want to keep the flexibility, mobility of that big toe. Very nice. Now come out of the deep press, just a gentle toe there on the ground. Roll the ankle. Breathe, let the shoulders go. Opposite direction. Good, and then back of the toe, top of the toes. I said front of the toes the other day. What's the front of the toes? Well, I guess it's the top of the toes. And breathe. Good, slide it forward. Just pedal out the knees. So we're going to move to the chair, but I'm going to sit, actually, let's just sit normally first so we can do our sitting practice. So calves to the back of the chair, hands to the thumb to the heart space, Anjali Mudra, sort of a prayer mudra. There are studies that show that holding the hands like this and lowering the head calm the parasympathetic nerve. So sometimes even if all you can do in a situation is hands and just lower the head, it can help calm. So breathing. And then a nice steady breath. We're going to hinge at the knees and the hips, keeping the shoulders straight, the shoulders back, lowering down. Lift the toes gently so we're present in the balls of our feet, the heels. If you feel yourself coming back in your heels too soon, maybe reach the top of the head away, keeping that top of the head to tailbone straight. And lower down to seated. Very nice. Multiple times a day is a good number of days to do that. I'm going to slide my knees over to the side. So for me, my left side is facing the chair. I'm going to use right and left. It might be opposite of what you're doing, or you can spin if you'd like. So we're going to go into a gentle twist. The chair is not for pulling, tugging. It's really just there for presence and ease and something to touch, not to grip. So let's inhale the arms straight up, forward, up. And as we exhale, gently turning with belly, ribs, shoulders in the direction of the chair, gentle hands on the chair, and then looking over that left shoulder. Tall spine. Again, gentle grip, no curling of the fingers around the chair. Resting the palms. Letting the shoulders go, breathe. Twists are very cleansing, and they keep that fascia that holds all of our internal organs together. It helps keep that fascia loose and lubricated. So that if we have surgery or anything like that, your internal organs, it's important that they stay fluid in there and not be locked in. So that's where nice gentle twists are very helpful. Breathe. Maybe you notice a little more space on an exhale. Good, nice deep inhale. And then exhale, belly to spine, unwind head, shoulders, ribs. Maybe left hand on the right knee and just look over the right shoulder. Just kind of feels good to go in that direction. I'm gonna move back to center. Move my chair so my back isn't completely to you. And move to the other side. Very nice. Ease in the jaw, grounded in the feet. Inhale, sweep the arms forward, up. Nice, slow exhale, belly, ribs, shoulders. This side might be different. Honor your low back. Gentle placement of the hands. Then you can look over the right shoulder. Sit with your breath. Ease in the shoulders, ease in the jaw. Breathing in, breathing out. Beautiful. Take a nice deep inhale in. Exhale, belly to spine, unwind, head, shoulders, ribs, right hand to left knee, little look over the left shoulder. Very nice. Then turn back to center. Hands clasped. We're gonna, what are we gonna do? Yeah, we're gonna inhale here. Then we're gonna exhale and reach straight out. Inhale, exhale, sort of 45 degrees. Inhale, exhale overhead or over-ish head. You don't have to reach all the way up. Inhale, exhale 45. Inhale, straight out. Pause, switch your hands, so opposite thumb in front. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale 45. Inhale, exhale. Very nice. Roll the shoulders. That's another really nice practice to do seated anywhere. It works on an airplane, works in a doctor's office, it works at a red light. Keeping the mobility in the shoulders in these different angles. Really nice. Let's inhale, sweep the arms back. All sort of back to your range. And exhale, cross, hug. You can let the head fall. Inhale, lift the head, sweep the arms back. Exhale, hug, opposite arm on top. Let the head fall. One more time each side. Inhale, sweep open. Exhale. Inhale, open. Maybe look up. Exhale, belly to spine. Good. Pause here. And maybe let the elbows drop just a little bit more, sort of a little more of a forward fold, just a gentle one. Let the head fall. Breathing into that back body below the ribs. Ease in the jaw, let the teeth not be clenched. Good, big inhale. Keeping the head where it is, exhale, just release the hands to the knees. And then very gently sort of push up to seated. Looking over one shoulder. Breathe. Maybe placing that hand, if you're looking to your right, take your right hand and just gently move it over to the left leg. Notice that difference. Good. Inhale. Exhale, belly to spine, come back to center. And then the opposite shoulder, looking, hand to opposite leg. Breathe, ease in the jaw. Beautiful. Inhale. And exhale, back to center. Rolling the wrists, stretching the fingers. Taking any last movements. We're going to sit for just a moment. Palms up, maybe rest one palm in the other and touch the thumbs if you'd like, or if you prefer, if it's more comfortable for your arms, to just rest them on your legs. Whatever's comfortable for you. We'll do a short breath practice, and then I'll release that, and we'll have about a moment of silence. So we're going to find a breath, 4, maybe 5, of inhale, pause, exhale, pause. Same count. So inhale 4, hold 4, exhale 4, hold 4, or 3 or 5, whatever is your comfort level. So start that. We'll move through a few rounds of that. Allow that exhale and pause there to just melt down. Bringing your fresh air in and pausing there to enjoy your breath. Finish one more round, and then just pause and breathe. Settle and enjoy your inhale and exhale. Staying with the breath. You can sit here as long as you'd like. It feels so nice. But when you're ready to move your fingers and toes, shoulders, anything else that feels nice. Anjali Mudra, thumbs to the heart space. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Thanking yourself for your yoga and your time and your breath and your strength. Om Shanti, 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 peace, peace, peace. Namaste, everyone.